What's up, guys? We're going to take another look at a Masters of the Universe Classics figure from Mattel. Today we're taking a look at Hero. All right, now here's our figure, and I wanted to do this guy today. Today's the 18th of February, 2017, because today is the first day of Toy Fair, and Hero has a bit of a history in Motu line and the toy line. So originally he was meant to be the starting off point for a new line of toys back in the vintage line called the Powers of Grayskull. He was going to take place in the past. He's a different wielder of the Powers of Grayskull. He's a sorcerer. He's not a warrior. And he was going to, start this new line that took place before Adam was He-Man in the past. That never came to be. There were some unproduced figures. He's one of them. And Super 7, as we all know now, has the license to Motu. They announced today that they're going to do a vintage style 5¼ inch Hero figure along with an Eldor figure and a bunch of others. So I just thought it was kind of a good timing to actually talk about this guy and explain what he offers in terms of the Classics iteration. So let's jump into the figure here. Standard Motu guy, really. There's not a whole lot special to talk about here. He was offered at San Diego Comic-Con at one point. That was the initial release of the figure, and then he was released later on in the line. Not much later. So we've got standard buck. Nothing too crazy in terms of the overall sculpt. He's what you expect. So we've got armor over top of the buck, which makes him look a little bigger than usual. But other than that, he is a standard Motu figure. So we've got arms that go all the way out. We've got rotation. We've got a bicep swivel. We've got a single jointed elbow, and we've got wrist rotation. Head goes all the way around. He can look up and down, but he's hindered a lot by the armor. His hair hits the back of his armor. His chin hits the front of his armor. There is an ab crunch. He can't go back due to the cape because it's a hard plastic and it's molded that way, and it's attached to the armor, so you can't really move it in any way unless you take the armor off. I'm not going to do that because it is a pain to get it back on, at least on my figure, and there's not a lot to show under there anyway. We have got a waist twist. Legs go out about normal, nothing too crazy. We've got a thigh swivel. There's single jointed knee, and then we have a swivel at the boot, and we have a hinge at the ankle, as well as a bit of a rocker. Now, as far as sculpt goes, I think that's where this guy has a little more to offer. We've got this armor, which has the H for Hero. We've got this kind of loincloth, more armory looking loincloth. It's not furry, obviously. The armor's got these buckles on it. He's got the gauntlets. He's got these more techie armor style boots rather than the kind of leather strap boots. The cape, like I said, is a hard plastic. It's not going to go anywhere. Like, it really doesn't move at all. And then it's got the emblem on the back, and it hooks into the cape up here, or the armor up here at the top. He's got the headband with the jewel on it, and then he's got his kind of wavy parted hair. As far as paint goes, he has a decent amount. The armor is gold, obviously, and we've got the kind of navy blue red accents on it for the emblem. The loincloth takes the same cues from that emblem, and then the boots have that same kind of navy blue dark color along with these silver accents all over it. The gauntlets are molded in gray and have that same blue color with some paint on the rivets. The only thing I don't really like about the guy is the face. It's not that the face is a bad sculpt. It's just not very emotive. There's not a whole lot there. He looks kind of vacant. Is the only way I can think. He doesn't have much of an expression to him, and I don't know, kind of boring. I've always thought he was kind of weird looking in that regard. Not a bad head sculpt though, and it's different, at least in terms of not being a reuse in any way. So it's that good in that regard. But I wish he would have had something more to his face. It's hard to kind of put into words what I'm trying to say, but he doesn't look very heroic. I guess he's just sort of staring off into space at most times. All right, now as far as accessories go, he has two. And they're both pretty awesome. I particularly like one more than the other, and we'll talk about that one first. So he has a power sword, and his is this kind of astral blue with the sparkly effects all over it. So it's similar to King Grayskull's sword in that it has this translucent blue, but his sword is this way through and through. So I really, really, really like this power sword. I think it's an awesome accessory. The other one that he has is his scepter, and it opens up to reveal a power stone on the inside, and there are 3 of these. There is a green one, a red one, and a purple one that kind of signify different things. they're also more rare. You don't know what you're getting until you open the figure up. So I believe green is the most common, and then purple and red are more rare. I don't recall in what capacity. I don't have either of those though. But it just kind of seals up like that, and then he holds it through here. It's actually kind of difficult at times to get him to grasp this, or at least to put it in his hand. But once you get it in there, it's fine. It's not going to come out. It really stays in very well. And I think he looks really cool with it. I love these accessories. I think they're really, really good. And they really go well to kind of go over the whole he's a sorcerer kind of thing rather than being just a brawny warrior. So I love that they gave him the staff and what they did with the kind of jewel in the top. I'm not so hot on the idea of not knowing which stone you're going to get, but ultimately it doesn't bother me too much. And the inclusion of this just amazingly cool power sword really seals the deal for me. All right, overall, like I said, I really like this figure. I don't like his face, and that's just more of a personal thing. It's not bad. There's no issues with it. I don't have any defects in any regard. It's just more of a it doesn't wow me. The rest of the figure is really cool. He's among my favorites in the line. I honestly, I'm not really sure why, because there are a lot of technically better figures, but something about this guy really, really speaks to me. I love the cape. I like the armor. I love the sword. I love the staff, the scepter, and I like the whole concept of him being a wielder of the powers of Grayskull, but not actually being He-Man. I think that's really cool, and the possibilities of what could have come from that line maybe are what I really like about the guy. So he's a good figure. I'm really pumped to see what Super 7 does with the vintage figure. I'm hoping it's going to be vac metalized. We'll see. But you know, as far as this figure goes, he's an excellent addition to the Motu Classics line, and I am very happy to have him among my figures. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. As always, stay tuned to Toy Bro for more reviews. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think about this guy down in the comments. And until next time.